Hi, I'm Beverly, and welcome back to the Caregivers Table. I'm so glad you're here. If you're caring for a loved one, a parent, a spouse, a child, or even a friend, this space is for you. Each week, I share a few minutes of encouragement, a simple tip, stories from my own caregiving journey, and the honest truth about caregiving that people don't always say out loud. And through it all, a gentle reminder, you don't have to walk this road alone. So take a breath, settle in, and let's spend a little time together at the Caregivers Table. Today we're talking about something caregivers rarely give themselves permission to explore. Advocating for yourself, not just your loved one. Building a support system that actually supports you and not drains you. Finding confidence through preparation, even when life feels unpredictable. Caregiving asks a lot of us, but today I want to remind you that you are allowed to ask for things too. When Phil was sick, I learned how to advocate fiercely for him. I could walk into a doctor's office with a folder full of notes, medication lists, questions, and timelines. I knew his symptoms, his patterns, his fears. I could speak up for him without hesitation. But advocating for myself, well, that was a different story. There was a moment, one of those quiet in-between moments, when Phil looked at me and said, "You're doing all of this for me, but what about you?" It wasn't said with guilt or sadness. It was said with love. And it stopped me in my tracks, because the truth was, I didn't know how to ask for help. I didn't know how to say I'm overwhelmed, or I need someone to sit with me, or I can't carry this alone. That moment became a turning point. It was the first time I realized that advocacy isn't just something we do outwardly. It's something we must learn to do inwardly. As caregivers, we often think that we have to do everything on our own. But that's just a lie we tell ourselves. That's not the truth. Caregivers often become experts at speaking up for others while staying silent about their own needs. We tell ourselves, "I'll rest later. I don't want to bother anyone. They're busy. I should be able to handle this." But advocating for yourself is not selfish. It is stewardship. It is sustainability. It is wisdom. And here's the truth. A support system that doesn't support you is not a support system. It's a circle you're carrying. Real support looks like people who show up, not just people who say, "Let me know if you need anything." Real support looks like preparation, knowing what you need, naming it, and giving others the chance to step in. Confidence doesn't come from having everything under control. Confidence comes from being prepared enough to know you're not walking into the unknown alone. My mom's confusion in public spaces has increased. Her questions often repeat. Her anxiety rises quickly, and I've had to prepare differently, emotionally, practically, spiritually. But I've also had to advocate for myself in this season. I've had to say to people close to me, "I need someone to go with me. I need a break today. I need help navigating this appointment. I need support, not commentary." And you know what? The more prepared I am, whether it's writing down her symptoms, planning our outings, or setting boundaries, the more confident I feel. Not because the situation is easy, but because I'm not pretending to do it all alone. If you struggle to ask for help, you're not alone. If you feel guilty advocating for yourself, you're not alone. If you've built a support system that doesn't actually support you, you're not alone. If preparation feels like one more thing on your plate, you're not alone. Caregivers often operate in survival mode, but survival mode is not meant to be a lifestyle. You deserve a support system that strengthens you, not drains you. You deserve to be heard. You deserve to be prepared. You deserve to feel confident walking into the hard days. Psalm 121 says, "The Lord watches over you. The Lord is your shade at your right hand." Not just your loved one, you. God's care is not one-directional. He sees the caregiver as clearly as he sees the one being cared for. He strengthens the one who stands in the gap. He supports the one who supports others. You are not unseen. You are not unsupported. You are not carrying this alone. This week, try this simple exercise. Write down 3 things you need, not for your loved one, but for you. Then choose one person you trust and ask for one of those things. It might be, can you come sit with me for an hour? Can you help me organize mom's medications? Can you check in with me midweek? Can you go with me to this appointment? Can you pick up a few groceries for me? Advocacy begins with clarity. Confidence begins with preparation. Support begins with asking. You are worthy of the same care you give so freely. You are allowed to build a support system that actually supports you. And you are capable of walking into your caregiving season with confidence, not because everything is easy, but because you are prepared and supported. Before we close, I want to remind you of this. You are not meant to carry every part of this journey. You are not meant to hold every fear, every emotion, every outcome. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to breathe. You are allowed to let God carry what is too heavy for you. You are doing emotionally hard work, but you are not doing it alone. Thank you for joining me today. I hope something you heard gave you strength for the next step in your journey. Remember, you are doing meaningful work even when no one sees it, and you are not alone. If you'd like to connect or share your caregiving story, you can find me in the Caregivers Gathering Place of Hope on Facebook, a community where you do not have to pretend to be strong all the time. And if you'd like more encouragement, my cookbook on Amazon, Comfort and Care, a caregiver's cookbook, offers both easy recipes and everyday hope. If a part of this episode spoke to you today, I would love to hear from you. Please email me at thecaregiverstable@yahoo.com. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time at The Caregiver's Table.